Welcome to Small Town Chats with Mayor Luke, where conversations about community, leadership, and local life come to the table. Join Mayor Luke as he sits down with the people who help move Picayune forward. This episode, Teamwork Makes the Town Work, was recorded live at Picayune City Hall and is presented by the City of Picayune and Welcome Home Picayune, Mississippi, with special thanks to Rouse's Market.
Good morning. It's great to be here this morning. Thank you for allowing me to serve as your mayor in this city that I grew up in and I so dearly love. I just start by saying it's been over 120 years Picayune's been here. And God has just wonderfully blessed this community, the city of Picayune, and the people in it for many, many years. I want to pay tribute to the people that have come before us, the leaders before us over the decades, and and their untiring efforts and their vision to move our city forward. And so we're thankful for them. There are many events that go into writing the story of Picayune, and Picayune continues to write its story today. Not the whole story, because there's more to come. But anyway, I did want to say this. As I've said many times, we must continue to move our city forward. It's a great time to be in the city of Picayune. We want to move it forward with love, united and together. This is our time. Our time is now. Picayune. We are Picayune. Now I want to take the opportunity to introduce some folks that are just a fantastic team. One of them couldn't be with us today. I believe she's out of state. Anna Bales-Turnage, Councilwoman for Precinct 1. Then we have Precinct 2, if you'll just kind of wave wherever you're at, because you may be behind me or in front of me, wherever, but Precinct 2, Lynn Bogan Bumpers. Thank you. Precinct 3, Jan Miller-Stevens. Thank you, ma'am. And then Precinct 4, Councilman Larry Breland. And Precinct 5, Josiah Hickman. Now, before we get started, I'd like to ask my brother in Christ and fellow council member Josiah Hickman to open us up in prayer, please.
Sure, man. The mic? Dear Lord Jesus, thank you for today. Thank you for the opportunity that we get to come and express ideas, express the vision that we're trying to push. Lord, we just ask that you be with us, you speak to us, you help guide us, give us wisdom, Lord. Help unite us that we can do things to move this city forward, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Now that I've introduced the council, he needs no introduction. He's been here most all his life, like me, since high school for sure. And I'd like to introduce to you Harvey Miller, who is our city manager, just was reappointed for a 4-more-year term. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Harvey, and I think most people know you, but in case the listeners, there's a lot of people moved to the area. Talk a little bit about Harvey Miller.
Well, thank you, Mayor. Appreciate that and appreciate support from this council. This council's been wonderful. They have a good, positive approach to everything, some great ideas, and it makes my job easier. This is probably the most difficult job that I've ever held. I've worked in different capacities. A 14-year member of the School Board of Trustees, which I thought was very tough until I got this job. So it's been tough, but it's been a blessing to work with this mayor and council because, again, their ideas, their loyalty to the city. They love the city like I do. Picayune School District and the city of Picayune is always going to be near and dear to my heart. And again, I just want to shout out to the mayor and council how thankful I am and blessed to work with such a good and great group of people. It's just phenomenal to do that, and that helps a lot, I'll tell you. Like I said, I was a 14-year school board member. I worked with the city 22 years now. I feel very blessed to be able to be a public servant in the city that I love. So I feel honored, privileged, and blessed to be here in this capacity and to try to help lead. We have a lot of great things that's happened under this 4-year term, the past 4-year term, and in this term coming up, there's a lot of economic development issues. Lindsay, you get you to touch on that in a little while. TIFs, things of that nature. I know there's a lot of questions that'll be asked, but we are very blessed in the city of Picayune. I feel, like I said, feel honored to be here, and I'm thankful. So.
And if I could ask you, maybe introduce some of your key players of your administration.
Be glad to do that. We'll start it off as some of our bigger departments. First of all, we have our police chief, Chief Joe Quave. His assistant is Assistant Chief James Bolton. I mean, we've come miles in the police department in the last few years. And I think it's because of great leadership, Joe and James leading us, and we're very excited about what's going on. Brand new police department, state-of-the-art court. I mean, it's something that Picayune can and is proud of, Joe. I know your people are excited, and so can't thank our police department enough for representing this city and doing it I mean, just a tremendous way with a tremendous attitude and professionalism. I mean, I rank us top in the whole state. I really feel that way. So thank you. So secondly is our fire chief, Chief Josh Abercrombie, Assistant Chief Jason Hunt. Same with them. Man, y'all stepped up, brought us up another notch, another level. Things you're going to be talking about today. I can't imagine working with any finer groups of department heads, fire, police, public work, and so on down the line to everybody. We are blessed to have the team that we have now. They're great professional people, and they have a lot of pride in what they do. And that makes us all shine at the end of the day. So thank you. That's Josh and like Josh Abercrombie and Jason Hunt. Public Works, Mr. Chris Pichon. I don't know where Chris is at. Okay, over here. Chris is new. He's got a lot of background in construction, streets and drainage, water, gas. He's gonna do well. He's already taken off, and we're real proud of you and Public Works efforts, Chris. So thank you. Next is Chamber Director Laci Lee. Laci, what a blessing it is to work with the Chamber of Commerce. Y'all make us better, and we appreciate all the efforts and helping us to shine. So thank you for your leadership and the Chamber, their directors, and what they mean to our city. It's a lot. So also skipped over one, City Clerk, Mr. Sid Albritton. Sid done a tremendous job, stepped in and under some tough times. He's taken the lead and done a wonderful job and helping us to balance our budgets. And Sid, I don't mind saying we got money in the bank. Audits were great. You know, the perception sometimes, and perception, as you know, is not based on facts always. It's what somebody thinks. So, you know, we got that out of the way. I want to say that our 23 audit was tremendous. A lot of work went into that from your people. And so we're grateful for that. 24 is coming. And I'll just tell you right now, the city of Picayune is in great financial shape. Whatever the perception is, it's negative, it's not true. And we base it on a great financial department, and we're very proud of that. I can mention the next person with a lot of pride, and she's actually an operations assistant to me. She's public information officer, special projects, grants. She just does everything, Mayor, and that's Miss Lisa Albritton. If you would stand up just a second. I tell you, you really help make me a better city manager, and all that you do, and it doesn't go unnoticed, and you're greatly appreciated. I know this council and mayor and myself, you do many things. You're just a blessing to work with, a true professional lady. And look, she's a little jealous of me in one aspect. She sings pretty well. She just doesn't sing quite as good as I can. She'll get over that at some point in time, but no kidding, Lisa, you're so greatly appreciated. So I want to thank you. Pearl River County Economic Development Director, Miss Lindsay Ward. I could go on for 30 minutes about Lindsay. Time's a factor here. Lindsay is a real guru in economic development. She's brought a lot to the table. She is one sharp young lady, and Lindsay, I'll back up a little bit.
We got a firm walking up, but that's okay.
But we appreciate it, and we're in a dual role with the county and Lindsay, to where she represents Purva County and the city of Picayune, and so very grateful for you as well. So you do a lot of things that nobody ever sees or hears about, but you're all about bringing industry. You know, you were a big part of this TIF thing that just went down and what that's going to do, and I think Lindsay's going to talk a lot about that, and our city clerk said Albritton. That TIF district, if you're not familiar, it's tax increment financing, and what that does is give developers an opportunity when they come in, like Highlands Hospital area. There's a lot of land there, a lot of land at exit 10, and this council had vision enough to move that forward to do this TIF, and we're blessed for that, because it opens up so many more opportunities for retail and manufacturing, because that helps finance infrastructure for these developers. So very big deal, Lindsay, and like I said, you and you know, the rest of the council were awesome in that, and we're thankful. That's a big thing to me, one of the biggest things, Mayor, because it opens us up for so much opportunities here. So thank you, Lindsay. Want to go on down, and our engineers, we got Mr. Eric Marsh, former Public Works Director and Assistant City Manager. I could, again, like Lindsay, go on for a long time, but Eric, you're greatly appreciated. Mr. Devin Hedgepath, I'm going to tell you, Devin's been my right arm this last few years since I've been in this capacity, because I call him sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, needing answers right away. And man, thank you for stepping up like you do and helping make the city to move forward. You're a blessing. Eric Morris, you've certainly been a blessing as well. And I know y'all will continue, but I'm still going to call on y'all. I have to. So I got 6 bosses wanting answers. So anyway, in our interim, I want to introduce our interim planning and zoning ladies that's doing a wonderful job stepping up under the interim basis right now. Miss Louise Harvey and Miss Barbara McGrew, neither one of those folks, they've been here forever, and we're greatly appreciative of what y'all do. We're thankful. I know, Louise, I just told you earlier, and Miss Barbara, I didn't tell you, this week, the last 10 days, Mayor, we've had to get a lot of information together, and y'all have really come through, and we appreciate it. The office is running great over there, and we're very thankful for your department and you 2 ladies, so thank you. And that's it at this time. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for introducing your staff, and being, as you mentioned, Louise, she just, I'd asked, as far as new businesses in Picayune, since our administration has come in, 263 new businesses have been created, 830 new employees to our area. So we're very proud of that. I'm thankful that you researched and got us that information. And before we get started too far into it, I want to call on Eric Morris. He is former Public Works Director for years. I've known a long time. We won't talk about how long, but I'd like for you to speak if you can. One of the questions that the mayor gets quite a bit, you got this Highway 11 project that's been going on for many, many years, and I asked you to research. I want to know when it's going to open up. And the folks in town want to know when the bridge is going to be demoed and when we're going to be able to open Highway 11 North. And so I'm excited about that. And maybe expand just briefly on the adoption of our exits. So if you could do that for us, we'd appreciate it. And I don't know if
you would just come up here, Eric.
Good morning. Well, taking first things first, I'll talk about the Highway 11 expansion project and the new bridge that we're getting. It's really more about the new bridge and the approaches on the north and the south end. But that being said, what they've accomplished thus far is pretty much all the concrete decking on the bridge has been poured. The sidewalks, drainage, curb inlets, curb and gutter on the east side of the project is, you might say, 98% complete. There is a little bit left that they're buttoning up right now, but the plan to switch traffic over to the new approaches and the new bridge is scheduled to happen in the spring of 2026. And as soon as that happens, they'll start building out the driveways and the curb and gutters and the curb inlets and the drainage and such on the west side. The bridge will then start being demolished. So the bridge will be taken out, and one person asked last night, well, what happens? You know, when the bridge is gone, there's going to be a big drop-off there. Well, that'll be shaped up and worked into the approaches to the new bridge and turned into a reasonable slope that can be maintained, and I'm sure it'll be rip-wrapped and preserved. The project is scheduled to be complete late summer, early fall of 2026. And they tell me that at this time, they're on schedule. So that's the update on the Highway 11 and bridge project. In regard to the interstate interchanges, 4 and 6, I won't go back as far as the talks go on that. I'll just say that it was a long and arduous task that the city manager took on early in his career as city manager when Jim Luke was city manager. And it was met with some opposition, but like so many things that are met with opposition in the beginning, you know, a steady hand and a forward motion normally accomplishes a positive result, and that was the case with the interchanges as well. So ultimately, they were adopted, and we went from twice per year grass cutting to every 2-week grass cutting, which alone was a vast improvement. And it also incorporated the addition of some very beautiful and welcoming welcome signs. So that too was an arduous process because the mayor really likes to go places and take pictures and then want us to do what they did in these other cities. And, you know, he'd send me a picture, say, hey, let's build this. Hey, let's build this. Can we do this? Can we do that? And we always worked hard to try to accomplish it. There was a few times when we had to say, no, we can't do that. But we were able to do the signs. So they started off being a replica of a sign that had been seen in a North Mississippi city, which was built out of, you know, bricks and blocks and mortar and concrete, and was a really stout sign that sat high on a hill, but it was parallel to the highway. There was no hazard of a vehicle that ran off the road ever hitting it. In our case, we had to make them something that a vehicle could go through, and it wouldn't cause injury or potential death to the driver of the vehicle. So we worked hard to come up with a design that mimics block and brick and all of those things. And I think we succeeded. And I think it's been met with lots of positive comments, and it puts forth a really beautiful facade for those getting off at 4 and 6.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, let's get started. Harvey, I can call you Harvey instead of Mr. Miller, huh?
That'll be okay today.
Okay. Well, thank you. You know, a lot of progress has been made in the city at all of our parks. Let's start with Friendship Park. I know we've come a long way since the beginning of this administration. Myself and the council, we wanted to improve our parks, quality of life things. We want people to move here, visit here, shop here, and talk about. Let's start with Friendship Park.
Well, that's always been near and dear to my heart. I've been a volunteer coach for so many years and always loved doing that. But it's a feeder program for our high school, especially in the sports arena, all sports, and we take great pride and pleasure in everywhere you go. People will say, how, you know, talking about Picayune High School football, I'll bring that in up first. And, you know, it's because of the program, I think, that many volunteers have put together, and they're so appreciated. And there is many of them, when I say too many to name. And we've taken such great pride down there in building that program. Now you come on and you add 6 new turf fields, tremendous. I mean, we have tournaments, going to have a girls tournament, a big tournament just this weekend, and it's already in the fall of the year in October. So we've utilized that. We're recognized right now, I think, number 3 in the state for the park, and that was the playground equipment, the upgrades on synthetic turf fields. It's just brought so much recognition. I know Duncan Engineer, Devon's had a big part in the GCRF, Gulf Coast Recovery Funds, which, as we know it, is the BP oil spill money. We've got our fair share of that in the way up in the millions. Still looking for some more. He just sent out end of July a new grant for the next round, which consists of 2 more turf fields and complete LED lighting. We won't be second to anybody in the state at that park if this goes down, and we think we have a great shot, Devin, and again, appreciate the hard work you put into making that happen. So that'll come to the legislature in January, and we've got our fingers crossed, but it's just a state-of-the-art. I mean, it's good and centrally located. We utilize it. The 3rd, 4th annual coming up, firecracker special, man, it's been a great turnout. That's been tremendous for us at that location. Again, we got a good department, some great employees there that maintain and keep that up. And right now, tournament plays is larger than it's ever been, and it's due to the upgrades at the park. But again, we have splash pads, added 2 new restrooms, got 1 more we're trying to get some help with doing again. And if these things come through that we're hoping at that park during the legislative session starting in January, honestly, I'll be excited, and I don't think we'll be second to most anybody, Mayor. So.
Okay. Well, let's move on to some of our other parks before we go any further. You know, we got Crosby Commons, the newest park, the Oaks.
Correct.
Mildred Mitchell Park on the north end, and Leola Jordan Park. We made many improvements to those areas as well.
Correct, and that, like I said, we've never been in this. We've never had parks like we do right now. Splash pads at 3 of them. Friendship Park's got a splash pad. That makes 4. It was a lot of hard work and effort that went into that, of course. But Crosby Commons, I can remember, and I know Mr. Eric Marsh remembers our first tour to meet then Transportation Director Tom King. Well, we were soliciting funds because we didn't have any funding to do that. And I can honestly say this, Eric, you and I were just along for the ride because the city manager then, mayor now, Jim Luke, had enough initiative and vision and foresight to see how big this could be. And so we tagged along and solicited Commissioner King for the funding, and he came through along with Valley Authority that's come up and helped make this happen. But I do, and I know it embarrasses you maybe, but you had the vision and the leadership to make that happen, and it's one of the biggest things in our city. Throw in Crosby Oaks, as square foot wise, that is one of the most beautiful places. Just go around and look at it. It's awesome. Having a big, extremely huge wedding from a core Picayune group this weekend there. I mean, it's just a lot of things, with those parks happening. Jack Reed here. We have Ben Taylor, J.P. Johnson, the East Side parks. It's been phenomenal. And again, it's about quality of life that we've been able to do these things. Again, we've received a lot of grant money, but I want to thank you especially for Crosby Oaks, your leadership, the mayor and council for what they did in making this happen with very little expense. These were major grants that cost us, I know you personally used some of your ARPA funding to help, finish off Crosby Oaks at no expense to the taxpayers. We have a facility there. Now, I mean, how often does that happen? So again, privileged, blessed, and we thank you for your leadership in making those 2, Crosby Common and Crosby Oaks, happen. It's something I think that everybody that sees it is very proud of it. And so thank you for your vision, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for us having that facility.
Well, thank you for the kind words. I'd like to say I know that I worked with Councilwoman Stevens and Councilwoman Turnage about a park on the north end of the city. As everybody in the room knows, right now, the north end of the city is growing. We're having weekly meetings with prospective people that want to move and develop in our area. We've got a new subdivision up there, I believe, that's being developed on Cooper Road. A lot of interest right now on Highland Parkway. We're having meetings weekly, and as far as giving me credit, give this council the credit, because it takes a team. It takes all of us working together. And I tell you, that Mildred Mitchell Park would not have happened without a lot of support. And again, and a lot of the things that you mentioned, Councilman Breland, Councilwoman Bumpers, it takes a team and a community working together, one unit moving forward. And so thank you for the kind updates about that. I know there's a lot going on mentioning economic development, and I know we want to hear from Lindsay. Talk a little bit about economic development. We worked on a new grocery store. People were crying out for a new grocery store, and some other things. Mention some of the economic development that we've had.
Well, I think, again, we heard from our, citizens for several years, inside the corporate limits and outside, about a need for a grocery chain, and we did. We recognized that, and we knew we needed it. And I know, again, it was a team effort that the mayor and council did some things to help bring that along. I know we had to sell that to Rouse's. One of the things, Chief Quay, was we're building a new courtroom right in their backyard. Those were things that actually, as I reflect back, I think helped sell the deal to them. Oh, y'all are, no jail. This is going to be a great place back here, and that excited them. Some of the things the council did in what we call a tax increment rebate that draw them. They were needed. They're in a great location where a lot of people live in that area. So, bottom line is, I know that, again, we met with them on numerous occasions, and it was just like, we didn't know at the beginning, but as it went along, everything started falling in place. Again, the mayor and council was instrumental, and it happened. And so it's things like that. There are new businesses. You saw one last night with this Hercules Enterprise that's coming up. Louisa, y'all are working on that now, and we'll see if that's going to work out. We think that it is, and hope that it is. Be some new employees there right in downtown Picayune. So that keeps happening. So we're excited about the growth potential of the TIF. I would like for Lindsay Ward, if it's okay with you,
Sure,
Mr. Mayor, to come up and talk a couple of minutes about what the TIF actually does and how it's going to benefit the city, if you would.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. It's good to see you guys. Hopefully I'm not too loud for Lisa in the back. I feel like she'll start throwing me hand signals if I do. But no, it's a pleasure. And for those unaware, so tax increment financing, it's a tool that the city has used, and it's not something that's just happened this past year. We've been talking about it, I know, since your last administration as well. And it's a tool we can use to help finance public infrastructure. And public infrastructure components of projects, that includes sidewalk, lighting, roads, any of your basic public infrastructure, your utilities. It can be gas, water, wastewater. And the reason why it's so critical, we've mentioned Exit 10 and the Highland area specifically, but you're looking at areas that haven't been developed yet. And those types of areas typically have a higher amount of public infrastructure that's necessary to make them work. And so what the city has done is you've looked at projects in areas that have had a heightened interest, but they need a little help at the end of the day. They need a component to help incentivize it to really push the project over the edge. And so, we're really excited because what this structure has done, and Mayor, he's referred to this as teamwork makes the town work, and I have to say it because dream work is too. But this is a strong partnership, honestly, between the county and the city. And so for those that may not know, the city obviously can impact their taxes, but from the county's perspective, that has to go through us. And the beauty of all of this is these improvements and these infrastructure opportunities are based on the increase. So the city and the county are going to keep getting what they've always gotten, and we're literally using the increase to help fund those infrastructure projects. And it's only based on where those parcels are. So if you live in the city and you're like, well, I don't want my taxes to go to this, well, guess what? They're not. It's this project location's taxes. The only way your taxes may be impacted is if they have a drive-through location, you want to buy yourself a large Diet Coke, and we all know who has the best large Diet Coke. That is the only way your taxes will be impacted. And so it's honestly, it's a great tool. You talked about the commercial redevelopment program. As public entities, we're limited to our tools, but this is honestly a great one for us to use to really implement it to where the citizens and the people benefit, because it'll have a ripple impact that goes beyond these designated areas. So Harvey, I can talk a while, but I can go take my other seat unless y'all have another question.
We may call you back.
No,
Thank
please.
you for the explanation.
I need the steps. Yes, sir.
The tech park.
Yes, sir.
Speak just a moment about the tech park.
I feel like that's also one of my other children since coming here. So the tech park process, if you've been a Picayune native, you probably have been familiar with other entities that have taken this up and ran with it. Mayor, it's been around for 30 years, this concept has. And so, we've already talked about the Gulf Coast Restoration Fund and the support of legislators to really get funding for these projects. But because of that, we've been able to have gotten the funds to not only reacquire the site, but to actually do site clearing and to start the building of 2 of the spec buildings on site. So this is huge for us, quite frankly, because we all know what a great location Picayune and Pearl River County is, but we have a lot of businesses that want to be near Stennis but not on site for whatever reason that may be. And so we actually, Pearl River County has been home and continues to be the largest county or parish where Stennis Space Center badges live. That's huge for us. We already have the talent pool that is capable of filling out that tech park with new entities and new businesses. And I'm really excited because this is a huge opportunity to really move that needle. We talk about that quite a lot. And, economic development's not just selling property. We could do that all day. But I want us to have these kind of projects that have generational impact. I want those 6-figure salary jobs, and I want them here. And so I'm really excited because if you guys drive by it now, you not only see a clear site, but you'll see those first 2 buildings popping up. And that's because of partnerships. We couldn't do it without them. Awesome.
Thank you so
Anything-
much.
I'll be right behind you, Mayor.
All
On the
right.
other side.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I would ask that you please pass on to the county, the Board of Supervisors, and all the Adrian and everybody. It's been a great partnership. For instance, let me just mention a couple of things.
Yeah, please.
We have Jackson Landing Road. We were able to finally pave Jackson Landing Road because of the partnership with the county. We're partners in a lot of different endeavors that saves the city money, and we're doing that together.
Yes, sir.
One unit. We are Pearl River County, and we are Picayune, and please thank them at your next meeting. The partnership is appreciated by Picayune.
Always.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
I happened to think of something, Harvey, and Mr. Albritton might want to talk when he comes up.
We plan on inviting him. In fact, he can come right now if you want him.
Okay, well, let's bring Mr. Albritton up. I've heard his name mentioned a few times the last few years, so, but we're glad to have you here today. He's our chief financial person and city clerk, and doing an outstanding job. When you hear reports like we're in the top 10% in the state of Mississippi, we've been able to do some things with the monies, and you're welcome to talk about that. I don't want to steal your thunder, but right now, like Harvey said, and I think you will agree, Picayune is in the best financial shape that it's been in, and I'm not going to tell you how long, because I don't know, but Picayune is in great financial condition, and that's very, very important, because when you're going after grants, you have to have a match. Usually 20%, 25%, maybe even 30% for some grants. Well, you got to have the money to do that match. And I've watched Mr. Albritton here on the state level, and also in Washington, D.C. We've been a few times to Washington, D.C. seeking money, but you have to have the money to match that money. And if you can turn 20% of the money into, for instance, I'll let you talk. You talk.
I appreciate it, Mayor. And just to touch real quick on the audit, like you said, they confirmed the city's in good financial shape, and which I knew. It's better to have a third party tell us that. But like you said, you were talking about the state money that we've gotten, and to give you a little bit of background on myself, I'm run the finance department. I'm the city clerk, but I'm also an accountant, and I've worked for the state in the past. But I also did 8 years in the state senate as a state senator, and I was a lobbyist after that. And I learned a lot of different skills and honed a lot of skills doing that, dealing with getting us money and getting us projects. But what's important is the mayor and council have been good about going to Washington and also going to the state. I can't say enough, like Lindsay will tell you, and she understands. Well, I mean, I can't thank the leadership of the state for sure enough, because like Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hoseman and the Speaker and our own delegation, they've been very important in getting us this money. Of course, in full disclosure, when I first got here, I talked to them because having been in that and around it, I talked to the leadership about hiring a lobbying firm to help us at the state, and hired a group to the Pickering firm that's engineers that help us on the federal level to get the money. And the reason I felt comfortable vouching for them, because I've been around that environment, and I know they've been successful in doing it. And I'm certain, I mean, for every dollar we've spent, we've got more than a 10-to-1 return on every bit of it. And so, like he said, it's important to have the match a lot of times. And so what has happened is we've taken our, gone to the legislature and the leadership, and they've given us monies, and then we take that one-time monies and we go to the federal level and we leverage it. So, for me, they've heard me say it a lot of times, if it's one-time money, I don't like one and done, because you can go do something with it, but it's, if you don't spend the money right, that you spend it once and it's done. But if you take it and you understand how the process works, you can take that and leverage it and get a 3-to-1 match or a 4-to-1 match on the federal level to do your projects. And also, one of the things that we focus on with that is not with those monies. A lot of times they have given us money for our parks and things like that, but we take a lot of it is for infrastructure. And so,
Just straighten this
no,
out.
thank you. Yeah. For instance, for infrastructure, yeah, we've worked on the frontage road, and I think a lot of you have probably seen that and hopefully we will break ground on it in the spring. And so with that, a lot of, like I said, a lot of that money came from the state, but then we've leveraged it, and we're getting a lot of money thanks to Congressman Ezell and Senators Wicker and Hyde-Smith. We've been fortunate to get additional federal monies that are leveraging that, and hopefully we'll break ground on it in the spring as well. So the spring should be very busy around here. And another thing, what we tend to focus on with that is taking that money and using it to put in infrastructure for like major arteries or corridors, like the frontage road and the utilities that support that. And as Lindsay pointed out, the TIFs will allow the developers that own the surrounding property to go in and put in infrastructure on theirs, but we're focusing mainly on the arteries, the road, the main road, the utilities and things like that, to get them to come there. And but again, when it comes to going and getting the federal and state money, we've been very successful, and we have to thank our legislators and thank definitely our leadership on all of those in our congressional delegation. And talking about the finances, when we first got here, I mean, we've acquired, I mean, they closed out the fiscal year the week after the week before I got here in 21, and I believe they closed with about $18.5 million in the bank. We just finished our fiscal year last week, and we have over $32 million in the bank. Now, a lot of that is, thank you.
Thanks.
A lot of that is having conservative budgets, but that also has a lot of one-time money, but it's not just give me money, it's money that we went and got from the state and the federal level, and it's for these projects that you're going to start seeing. And so we will start spending that money. We weren't just amassing it, we've been pulling it and leveraging it. Now we're going to be ready to start building these projects and hopefully, grow our city.
Speak a little bit about the annexation of Love's Truck Stop. I know that we reached out, the three of us and the council reached out to Love. They were outside the city, and talk about flying those folks in.
We talked them into coming to a meeting with us once they had started on the project, and they finally got a chance to come meet with us, and we explained to them, and we convinced them to come into the city. They were building it outside the city. They didn't necessarily have to have it in the city. We talked to them and told them about a lot of the things we're planning and how the city's moving forward, and they chose to come into the city voluntarily. And it also had adjacent property owners and others in our corridors at the interstates that chose to come in voluntarily to come into the city because they see it's growing and they see a lot of potential and they see the advantages of being in the city. All of the annexations we've done since we've been here are properties where they voluntarily came to us and said, I want to be in the city. I want to be part of the growth.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
I would mention too, I don't write on Facebook, I get in trouble. Sometimes you can read things. I'm going to challenge this community, since this is a podcast and maybe other people be seeing it too. If you read something on Facebook and you don't know if it's just a rumor or whatever, that's the reason we have a city manager. One call, City Hall, to that city manager can cut out 99% of the rumors, because he's going to know the answer if it involves the city. And also your council that's serving the different precincts. If you want to know what's going on, pick up the phone and call them. Or I've got some cards here I leave here. I always give my cell phone out. My daughters, probably wish I wouldn't give my cell phone out because I stay on the phone a lot. But anyway, my dream for Picayune is I have a daughter living in Knoxville. I have a daughter living in Dallas, Texas. And, and they moved away because Picayune wasn't all that they wanted out of life. And maybe there's other people that have family members that have moved away. I'm for doing it right here in Picayune. For instance, I read Facebook. Well, I don't have to go to Slidell or go to Hattiesburg to a dog park. Well, Eric will tell you, that's one of those things. I popped in one day and I said, I want a dog park for large dogs and a dog park for small dogs. And of course, then I got the skeptics, the critics, and that's okay. I've got broad shoulders. Y'all know that by now, Well, we're spending all our tax dollars on the fur babies. I get it. I understand. But here's the facts. And if you call City Hall, you could have got the facts. First of all, I'm a fur baby lover, but when I asked and I read that and everything, we own the land for the small dog park. City owned that land. Been there for years, vacant, not being used, no plans to be used, and also for the large dog park on the north end. The small dog park is at the end of the boulevard on the right, and the other one's up next, close to Creekside on the north end. Okay, well, you got to have a fence put around dog park. That costs money if you're going to the taxpayers with it. But I think I went down to one group of people, and they said, yeah, we'll do a grant and we'll give you the fence. I think Eric went to another group of people for the other dog park. They gave us the fence. So if you got the fence and you got the land, you really don't have a lot of costs there. I mean, the city workers made some toys for the dogs and some things like that and set up the water and all that. But that's what I want you to remember about this administration. Everything that we do usually goes through a grant. Of course, like Mr. Albritton said, you got to have the money a lot of times to match those grants. But a lot of what we've done, you take, for instance, Crosby Commons down there. That's 5 acres of perpetual green space. Beautiful, beautiful park. People are walking it 24 hours a day. Where did the money come from? Well, as you mentioned before, Tom King. Tom King donated a lot of the money for Crosby Commons, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yep. And then Lower River Valley Foundation, another, built the bathrooms down there. Tom King donated the money to build a stage there. And we went after that money, and we got it because we were able to have the match for that. Our most recent park, the Oaks, with 2 beautiful 250-year-old folks, and I see my brother Tim Hart there. Y'all agreed on a really good price to sell that to the city. $485,000 for the pavilion and the walkways, and correct me if I'm wrong, Devin, but all of the things that you see down at this newest park, it's one of the prettiest parks in Picayune. It may not be the biggest, but I would say they could have had a wedding in New Orleans, but they chose Picayune. And if you drive by, what's that, Magnolia Street? And that is a beautiful park with a beautiful pavilion. Okay, and then again, Lower Pearl River Valley and what is it, Home Depot?
Yep.
Are going to build restrooms there. They're going to start very, very soon. It's going to be some beautiful, nice restrooms that replicates the rest of the park. That should start in the next few months, I believe. Speaking of Home Depot, and this is where they get irritated. They hate it when I go on vacation. I don't take many vacations, but when I go, I take a lot of pictures. Went to Florida, Destin, Florida, stayed in a hotel, and they had a beautiful, beautiful fire pit with lots of kids out there roasting marshmallows. So I took pictures of that fire pit. I got out and I measured it, and once again, goes back to the city, you know, can y'all build this fire pit? Well, how you gonna pay for it? Well, Home Depot. Home Depot's how we're going to pay for it. And Home Depot has donated through a grant celebrating our veterans of our community. They donated most of the money to build the fire pit. That fire pit will open up very, very soon. You're going to hear about it and see pictures on it. And I hope to see many, many kids of our community or Sunday school classes out there roasting marshmallows. And I couldn't have done that without the support of this council. We have a great council working as a team. And like I say, worked for the city many years, as most of you know, as police chief and city manager. But I'm telling you, this city council, without us working as a team, that park wouldn't be there. Those dog parks wouldn't be there. Just the synthetic turf. And we did mention, I don't think yet, the playground. We have one of the top 3 playgrounds in the state of Mississippi now, $660,000 paid for by a grant. You know, we got, I think, a total of $1.9 million, and we've been able to do synthetic turf. And I think even Councilwoman Stevens and maybe Councilwoman Turney, didn't y'all donate some of your ARPA money?
Yep, sure did.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's what I mean by it being a team, working with the county and now I've turned around. You're behind me. Okay, it's your turn.
All right.
All right, step up here, Madam Chamber. Director of our chamber. I'm sorry, you were behind me.
It's okay.
And I'll let Harvey talk to you a little bit, but a true, real partnership with our chamber. And I want to mention one other thing, and then you can have the floor. We have a mayor's youth council that we created when I became the mayor. Some of you remember me from the high school. I think it was called the Campus Security Council over there, largest club in the high school, and then we moved it to the junior high. But now we have the mayor youth council. These are our future leaders, future council members, future mayor, a younger voice for our community, and letting us know what they see for the future. We don't want our youth to move away. We want to know what our youth sees for our community. They sit right up here and have mayor youth council meetings. You know, they meet, about once a week, every 2 weeks, okay? So anyway, they're a great group of kids, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and y'all have partnership with us with this group. Talk to us what the chamber's doing.
Absolutely. Well, you know, and some do not know what the chamber does in your community. So what we do is we are here to promote and advocate for our members. We have a little over 400 members now, which is huge. That's been in about an 8-year span. We probably had 50 to 70, and I can give Mr. Terry Forrest here, who was the previous executive director, and, you know, we started with... and built that back up, and it just shows that our businesses, you know, they want to be in Picayune, they want to be in Pearl River County, but they also need help in promoting their business, getting their name out there. We like to say that our job is to make it a better place to work, shop, play, and get educated. And getting educated is part of the leadership program as well. Part of the Chamber's mission is to teach others how to lead, especially young people. These are our future leaders, and we have an adult leadership program that's been going for about 6 years now, which I partner really closely with Lindsay on a lot of things, but the leadership program in particular. And, you know, we thought our kids need this too. Our youth needs to know how to do finances, what our government looks like, what our education system looks like. They just don't know those things. So we did partner with the Mayor's Youth Council, and we are very excited about that. And what we do is every meeting we bring a different leader or industry leader in town to come and speak to them. We had our first one a couple weeks ago, and it was for finance. And Terry Farr with Bank Plus, he did that one. And, you know, just kind of let those kids know, hey, this is a reality check. This is what you need to do to make the best of your finances. So we're very excited. We're going to have health care and education and interview skills and things in that nature. So we're very excited to partner.
And we're excited also, each year we're able to give out anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 in scholarships to the seniors graduating from the Mayor Youth Council. So, you know, y'all are educating. These are our future leaders. So we appreciate the partnership. It's been a great partnership. We meet regularly, and, you know, it's great. It's great, and we thank you.
Oh, absolutely. We thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, last night, like I say, I never write on Facebook, but there was a new business you mentioned earlier. Vic has come, and I went on Facebook just to let them know this meeting was occurring this morning, and I'll turn it over to you.
Well, good. I'm glad you did. I saw that post, and we have a young man and a young lady here that just come in. If you step up and introduce yourself, and we're not going to take much time, just tell basically your name and the company you're bringing in, and we'll address that at another council meeting. But we're glad to have you, as we said earlier. You were mentioned earlier, and so we're appreciative. Tell about who you are and what your company's going to be about.
I'm Sarah Bell. This is my husband Tommy, and we own Hercules Sheet Metal Buildings. We've been in business since 1945. My great grandfather actually started the company in 1945, and we're so excited to be here and just bring in the quality of our products and, you know, the customer service, the Picayune. We actually have a house out here too in White Cypress Lake. So he's been out here 15 years, 20 years. So first time I came out here to White Cypress Lake, I actually cried. Like, I thought it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. You know, coming from Metairie, it's like, I was so excited, you know. So we're really excited to be out here and, you know, to serve the community. And we're not just another business that, you know, we're not like McDonald's or anything popping up. We want to be involved and, you know, meet everyone and become part of the family. So we're really excited.
Thank you.
Well, we're excited for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I've talked so long and you've talked so long, we really don't have time for questions, do we? Or do we?
I'd say we could take 3 or 4 from the
Okay.
community. Yeah.
Well, I'll let you take charge of the questions. If it's a hard question, ask him. If it's an easy one, ask me.
If it's a hard question, I'm going to delegate it to someone, I can tell you that. But right now, we could take maybe 3 or 4 questions from the audience. Time is a factor. We have something going on at noon. So if there's anybody that'd like to step up behind us, and if there's a question, or you feel comfortable, stay right where you're at if you feel.
Need a mic?
Everybody will hear me. Well, thank you very much, and I welcome the opportunity to be able to address so many members of our leadership of our city. My name is Tom Kelly, and my family's been here since the late 30s, early 40s. Anybody knows any Kellys here, like Jarvis and people that had gas stations and stuff, that's our kin. And virtually a lot of our family has moved away, just like the mayor was talking about, because they felt there was nothing here for them. Well, I actually have a daughter who is moving here next month from California. She came here for 4 months and she fell in love with the city, and saw what this leadership and this mayor and this council have done to this city is miraculous. And they are actually moving back, and that's really due to making the city more hospitable, with making it beautification. And it's not only the buildings and the off ramps and other things. It's the feel. I don't know if you can understand. It's the feel of the city. It feels like a home. And it comes from the leadership. And when I see Mayor Luke, I see really two things that stand out about me. Is one, that you truly love the city. It's very apparent that you love the city. And the other thing is that you're a visionary. And a lot of these things that you have envisioned because you love the city, to make the city a better place, through your leadership, you've made it happen. All these different things that have been funded that had no impact financially to the taxpayer has been incredible. I can't even think of another city that can say that. My question to you, Mr. Mayor, is what are some of the visions you have for our city? Because I know your visions haven't stopped. So I would like to know what maybe some of your visions are as we go forward.
One has already been mentioned a few times: economic development of Picayune. Now, this is me. Everybody else may look at it through a different set of lenses. I've been here a while, and it seemed to me Picayune never really moved forward. It's a charming city. This is the most beautiful drive right down Goodyear Boulevard. I think you and I traveled that boulevard a few times in our day.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the boulevard was a hangout for the whole city, you know. And so I love our city, just like the council, everybody concerned. And I know y'all love it or you wouldn't be here. And I thank y'all for loving it too. You know, Picayone's a great city, charming. The people in it are great, and just a really good place to live, raise a family, you know. And so, yeah, economic development is really big. This frontage road, that's a big deal to me. We've brought home millions of dollars from Washington, D.C., you know, to begin that frontage road this spring. And now they laugh at me because sometimes I can be a little too bold. When we go to Washington, and there were people that didn't want us to go to Washington, they said that's a waste of time and money to go to Washington, D.C. Well, I don't know how much money that we've brought home from the state and from Washington, but it's in the millions of dollars for Picayune. And Picayune is open for business, and they laugh at me when we went up there in Senator Wicker's office, and we came home with a nice bunch of money to start this frontage road and to start Picayune on its way. And matter of fact, if the Washington, D.C. opens back up anytime soon, myself and Mr. Albritton will be headed back to Washington, D.C. October 18th, if it opens up before October 18th. So we're just kind of on a wait and see, you know, but the money, the travel money that we use to go up there, again, there's skeptics, there's critics out there, and I get that, you know, and having been the city manager and police chief and all of that, but, and mayor now, but you have to keep moving forward. We're moving forward with our police department. Chief Quave left? Chief Quave was here earlier. I'm going to say it for him. Today, he is meeting with assessors to have the police department reaccredited. What does accreditation, national and state accreditation, mean to this community? It means you have an accountable police department to the citizens that they serve, and so, yeah. And I can't say enough, we have a great police department, great fire department. Josh, are you back there? Just a few words.
Appreciate y'all coming out. So I'm Josh Abercrombie. I'm the fire chief for the city of Picayune. Been there since got offered the job in February, and of course I took it. We actually you mentioned accreditation. So right now the police department's working on their national accreditation. We're actually working on our state accreditation. So you hear us mention in the council meetings class 4 rating and things like that. So that's essentially how the fire department is graded. So we're graded on a 5-year period. Our previous grading, which was 5 years ago, we graded a 4, which is superior. And we're in the process of working on that. Actually just sent all the paperwork out yesterday morning. It was about that thick, so it was a lot of stuff. But really, it speaks volumes on the department that we have, the staff that I have, and the staff that I'm blessed to serve. The work that they put in, it's just, that's all it is. It's just documenting the work that they already do. So I feel very confident, around November time, we'll get our answer back for what we have, and I don't see any issues with us moving up. The lower the rating, the better. And so we're really proud for the staff that we have. You mentioned Deputy Chief Jason Hunt. I have to mention Training Chief Anthony Laci, one of the hardest workers in the city, period. If you don't agree, then just go work beside him each and every day. He keeps me motivated each and every day. And then our administrative assistant, Maggie, she keeps us all out of trouble. And then we have 33 full-time employees that serve, and they work a 48-96 shift, and they proudly serve the department, and I'm proud to help them, assist them to make sure that they work safely, efficiently to serve you guys. So.
Thank you.
Right, and so we mentioned the rating process. Essentially, that's how the citizens and even the commercial properties, their insurance rates are evaluated. So the lower that number, the better. And actually, the county, if there's anybody here representing the county, the areas that border the city actually get graces from that rating as well. So so that's going to be very impactful for our city to make sure that we maintain that rating. And I appreciate the mayor, the city manager, and the council for providing us the funds, because I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but the department, we don't generate revenue, right? And so the city, it is an expenditure that the city has. It's a necessary expenditure, and so I have to appreciate them for funding us and making sure that we have the right equipment and everything we need, making sure our employees are paid, and making sure that we have the right people in place to assist you guys in a time of need. So,
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
A few words, Chris? Yes, sir. Our newest Public Works Director.
Thank everybody for coming out. Would like to kind of mirror what the fire chief spoke on. Thank you to the council and for, again, funding our department. Most of our departments are the same way. We don't generate revenue. Some do, water and gas. Does generate some revenue for public works, but want to touch on a piece of equipment that I'm pretty excited about that was brought up during the council meeting last night. We're moving forward with the street sweeper. We're in the process of purchasing and moving forward with, and that's going to be a big asset to our city to keep our drainage system clear of debris and leaves, but and then a double benefit to that is you'll have clean streets that you'll see an instant impact on, right? So we're really looking forward to that piece of equipment. Looking forward to the holiday season. Our guys just rolled out of grass cutting season with grounds and beautification. They had a busy one this year. Very, very busy year. We had plenty of rain. The grass was growing like crazy. So those guys really put in the work this summer cutting grass and trying to keep up with all of our numerous parks that's been added, and they've done a tremendous job and had a mountain. Now we're rolling into the holiday season and preparing for that. So I want to thank my men and women in those departments. We have a really good team, and that's one of my key words that I drive a lot to my people is teamwork. And that's been mentioned several times, and I think we have a good team coming together to assist the city in moving forward and helping our residents. So, thank you.
Thank you. I believe you've got time for about 2 or 3 questions from the public.
If we could, before, some we failed to mention here, I want to recognize some of our core people, some people that take care of works in the arena that nobody sees, and they're great employees, and I didn't mention them. Taylor Stockstill. Taylor, thank you for all that you do. She's a great and hard worker. We have Mr. Buckley Foster, Public Works. He's over streets and drainage. What a great job, Buckley, you do. You represent this, not only me, but this council already knows about you, that when we call you, you're Johnny on the spot. And so we appreciate all the hard work and dedication that you provide for this city as a public servant as well. My administrative assistant, she's great. She keeps me in line, and sometimes she necessarily needs to keep me in line. So she's certainly heard a lot and knows a lot. Maybe she shouldn't know, but Amy, McKinley Lewis, thank you. What a great employee you have become, and we're proud of you. And next is another great employees, Ms. Shay Browder. Shay, thank you. Payroll. But she does a lot of other stuff. She helps me in HR tremendously, and so we're very thankful for the wonderful job you've stepped into and do. Everywhere we've been upgraded, and we're grateful to all of y'all for that.
Thank you. Okay, another question? Yes, ma'am.
Good morning to all. My name is Miss Angela Lasty Morrell, and this is Miss Tricia Bowe, and we're here to represent Bedford Care Center. And we just wanted to acknowledge you and your team, Mayor. We're here on behalf of our administrator at Bedford Care Center and our activities director. Her name is Miss Maria, and she's better known as Cookie. On behalf of everyone at Bedford Care Center of Picayune, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks for your continued support and dedication to our community. Your encouragement and involvement have made a meaningful difference in the lives of our residents and staff. Your commitment to the well-being of our seniors reflect true leadership and compassion, and we are deeply grateful for your partnership, you and your team. Thank you once again for standing with us and helping us provide the highly quality care to those who need it most. Ms. Maria wanted to tell you that she regrets not being here, as well as Mr. Jason Kelly. We are here to represent Bedford Care Center. Every time we call the mayor, he is there, Johnny on the spot. Maria will call him at the last minute if something's going on, any activity, any event, and he is there. So I couldn't sit here and not give you and your team acknowledgement. We could not do that. Thank you.
Thank you for the kind remarks. Thank you. All right, we got time for a couple more?
Yeah, we got for sure one more.
Okay.
Okay.
Say a little one-sentence thing here. And this is congratulations to our Mayor Jim Luke on being named the recipient of the prestigious Excellence of Government Award for the state of Mississippi this past year by the governor and also the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C. And I'd like to just say we are so proud of our mayor for doing that, all he's done and receiving this prestigious award, okay?
One more. Anybody got one more question? If not, I'd like to say one last thing. This council, and Council Lady Anna Turnage, she's a great city council lady. We're proud of her. She's on vacation this week. We have Miss Lynn Bumpers, Jan Stevens, Mr. Josiah Hickman, Mayor, Mr. Larry Breland. I wanted to say this, their thoughts, and they're so great to work for. It's been such a pleasure to be here under these conditions and with all the positive, but y'all make things happen. Y'all's philosophy is moving the city of Picayune forward. You've said that from the beginning, and we are. Working together works, and one of the philosophies that I like that we all agree on is show us how we can make something work instead of telling us how we can't. And I think our group of employees feel the same way. So I would like for our council to stand up and let's give them a round of applause. They're in the arena, and you don't know until you're there with them what they have to do. So, Council Lady Stevens, thank you. Okay. I appreciate all that you do. People just need to, like I said, get in the arena, and they would realize what all y'all have to do.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you for all the kind remarks. You mentioned Lynette about being the mayor of the year this past year with the governor in Jackson and also at the House of Representatives in Washington. That's a tribute to this community. That's a tribute to this council. That's a tribute to this city manager and everybody that works for the city. We love this city. We all love it equally, you know, and most of us have been here a lot of years. And we just want to thank everyone for coming out today. I hope it's been beneficial. We will have our next one, I believe, in January. Am I correct in that? And again, thank you. And I want to point out Sydney there. Thank you for what you do for this city. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone here today. And this concludes our meeting today. Thank you so much.